All right, we got an update. Here's Mama and her 4 healthy baby piglets. Oh, so cute. And then we're gonna feed this circus clown. Hey, Mama. Straw fed. And then I like to dump just a little out for her and the little piglets because they've been tasting it already too. I'm just gonna put this back. This is my fermented food. Get some more footage of them actually munching with Mama a little bit. That one's tasting the liquid. That one's buried in the hay, disappeared. He's eating with Mama. That's hilarious. You can see him in there. These guys are kind of sniffing around. Dark spot there. Good mamas, huh? She's good with her babies, but she's not really good with humans. That's why I've been straw feeding her. That's kind of what she prefers. If you go in there, she'll nip at your heels. And rather than dealing with that, I'd just rather either dump some in, or she'll just eat it right out of that thing, is what I found out. A few days before farrowing, maybe even a week or two before, I was doing that. Just dumping it into her mouth. She seemed to enjoy it, and it was easy contact rather than her getting all fussy about me being in there dumping it into her food dish. So I just switched things up and stopped doing that. Super dark, but you can see them over there in the corner. 4 of them. That was it, but all healthy, happy piglets. We got 1 male, 3 females, so awesome ratio. We don't know who the dad was, so we're kind of on the fence about keeping a female. We were going to keep 2, but then we started contemplating, well, we don't know who the dad was, so we don't really know what they're mixed with. Do we really want to keep that many, or do we want to keep any at all? The male's already sold. I got a buyer for him. But as far as the other ones, I'm just not sure. Anyway, that's a good enough update on her and her piglets. Once again, 4 piglets, all healthy, happy. 1 male, 3 females. I'll let her be. She might nurse them a little bit if I'm not around. Here's some of the areas we've been clearing. You can see all the way right there down to the pond. I can get a little closer view of that real quick too. This was the first area the pigs were in. So this is all done. I reseeded with oats to get some kind of a cover crop. We'll see what other weeds and or grasses come in just naturally in the seed bank. I'd say I probably cleared at least an acre of land already with these pigs. This whole area has been cleared and reseeded once, which they're just starting to tear it back up, but we did get enough oats sprouted. You can see it's almost like a fodder layer in there, so the piglets have something to nibble on. Once again, here they are from a different angle. I can't wait to actually spend more time with them. Like I said, Mama doesn't really let us, so she's making the piglets more skittish of us. But we're gonna work on that. As they come closer to weaning off Mom, we'll get more time with them. And we were there for the birth, so they kind of know us, but she kind of makes them think that we're bad. So some mothers, you'll have that. we're still learning. This is our first batch of piglets, so we're just kind of adapting to the mother and how she wants things to go. We didn't step in for really much of anything. I think I cleaned 1 or 2 piglets' faces when they came out. Otherwise, they were ready to go, walking when they came out pretty much. Didn't take 2-3 minutes for them to be active. So, very exciting. 100% success rate as far as a first birth on the farm. Super excited about that. 4 piglets total. Awesome ratio. Couldn't be more happy, honestly, other than not knowing the dad. That's the only thing that's hanging us up about keeping one or deciding what we're going to do. As far as, well, you know what, if we're forced to keep them, this is another thing. If none of them sell, we're keeping them. So you got to think about that too, which I have, and we do. If none of the piglets sell, what are we to do? Luckily, you can see here we're using them for work purposes, so I'm not discouraged to have too many piglets. Winter's gonna suck, but we'll just adjust and adapt to the situation, and we're also gonna get ahead of that now. That's a big thing this year, is always being ahead. Never run out of food to go get food. Get food before you run out of food. So that type of mentality has really started to become top priority. To get our hay. This is why the hay is out here. This is all reseeded. This was the first true place you could say that the piglets were the biggest space, and the most free to roam, dig, do whatever they wanted to do. We had groundwater over here. It's a little stirred up because I've been using it to splash around the fire so nothing burns this hay. As you can see, this fire is still burning. So we have our water buckets here, and we've been filling in that little puddle I showed you. That's just groundwater coming out of the ground. That was also their drinking water. So this pen, groundwater was taken care of because of that drain in the ground from whatever it's from. I think it's from the bottom of the septic tank where all the gravel's put in underneath it to drain underneath it so it doesn't get any water under it and lift it and frost heave it. So your tank's sitting on a bunch of rocks and you're draining underneath your tank. That's pretty much where the water's coming from. It's not overflow from the tank. That all gets pumped up to your septic field, mound system, whatever you have in place. So 2 different things. If you're thinking it's dirty septic water, no, it's groundwater from under the septic tank in the ground, under the rock where the pipes drain out. And we reseeded with orchard grass, I do believe, crimson and clover, and then one other type of clover. And we'll see what comes in naturally. See, I got a compost pile going. It's kind of already topsoily, but I put all the wood in there, and I'm just going to let it do its thing. And once this is all reseeded and it all comes back in nicely, I'll dig back into that and see, who knows, 2-3 years down the road, we might have a good compost or a layer to set on top of this if need be. And that's also just the sticks and the time consuming of raking, picking things up, and repeat pretty much. So I got the tractor in here and just scraped it all after we had done a majority of all the handwork and or the pig work, because they were in here before we were. I can still see all these clover seeds. Get a little closer. Maybe. Pink seeds, because they got the extra stuff on them. Can't really see them on camera, they're tiny. But anyway, I'm just kicking all this extra from the tractor over the clover, burying it in a little bit at least. And then, so I did that. That's a dirt layer. And then hay over that. So that's how we're stacking things up. Kick dirt, get topsoil over it, bury it. Hay, that'll keep it moist to sprout. It's a big area. That's about it for this one.